up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about why you should train at 3 to 5 yards. So when I'm working with people, it kind of feels like people have this weird complex about shooting up close. I think they liken it to when you go bowling and you put up the little bumpers so you can't get a gutter ball. I think it's like that. They're like, oh, I don't want to shoot up close because, the kids shoot up close, or people who can't shoot up close. Wrong. The average self-defense scenario is 3 to 5 yards. So if something happens to you, it's more than likely going to be up close and personal with little time to react. Now, is that to say that you should never train far away? No. You should definitely train for shots further out, 25, 30 yards, so on and so forth. But if somebody is, 50, 60, 70 yards away, and you engage and say that person was a threat, you might have some explaining to do in court where they ask, why didn't you just run away? Why didn't you just call 911? Why didn't you just leave and remove yourself from the situation? How was he a threat at 70 yards, at 50 yards? So you want to practice doing things up close. So I'm going to show you a shot, and we're going to talk about this shot at 3 yards. Okay, so I'm going to shoot one shot at 3 yards, and I'm going to miss this shot on purpose. I'm going to miss just outside of the line here. Just outside the line. Boom. Now, if you see, this shot is just outside of the A zone where you want to hit, right? So some people might say, oh, I just missed this one. Yeah, at 3 yards. But if we were to take this target out at 15, 25, 30 yards, you're off the paper, because everything gets exaggerated the further out you go. You just got to eat humble pie, man. I continue to eat humble pie. Everybody does. You just got to train up close, because if you can't do it up close, you can't do it far out anyway. It just gets harder the further out you go. Keep that in mind, but I'm going to go back out to 3 yards and keep what I just said in mind. But so don't misunderstand me here. But people get weird about missing. Missing in a training environment is okay, right? Nobody wants to miss. You don't walk into the gun range like, oh yeah, I'm gonna miss all my shots today. You never say that. But you want to, if I miss these, so I'm gonna miss these on purpose. Oh, I missed those 2 shots. It hurts. Even though I knew I was going to miss on purpose, there's still something inside of you that's like, man. My point in missing those other 2 shots is to show you that when you do miss, because you will, you're not going to hit everything. You're not John Wick. When you miss, you can use that as an opportunity to learn. If you were to never miss any shots ever, you wouldn't learn anything new. But when you miss a shot, you can say, okay, was my grip trash on that? Did I jerk the trigger on that? Did I even see my sights? And you can start to troubleshoot what's going on and fix it, and then over time become a better shooter and miss less. So there was a time where I was shooting ARs with a guy named James, and he's an instructor that I know, and James is way better at ARs than me, way better, just not even close. And we were shooting at 25 yards, and he threw a shot in the D zone. So you got the Alpha, Charlie, Delta, and this is Bravo, but the Delta zone, the D zone. All his shots were up here, and one shot was down here. So as the target was coming in, he had his rifle. He was like, did I throw that one? And then the target kept coming in. And as it got closer, he put his rifle down. He was like, well, me. And we laughed about it a little bit. Then he started thinking to himself, okay, how did I miss that shot? And then he started saying stuff out loud. Did I do this? Okay, it was probably this. It was probably this. put it back out, and then started shooting again and didn't miss any more shots. If he hadn't missed, he wouldn't have been aware of the things that he needed to improve on. So don't see it as like a bad time when you miss. Just take it as a learning experience. Everybody doesn't hit everything all the time. I don't care what these Instagram people who are trying to look all tactical and stuff try to make you believe. You miss, bro. You miss. It's a bomb going off in your hands 2 feet from your face with only 2 points of contact. You're going to miss, okay? Even Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, they had off days where, you know, it's game time and just nothing going in that day. It just is what it is, but you always want to take it as a learning experience. I'm going to show you some drills at 3 to 5 yards. I wanted to be sure to do this in a range that had a bay because some people don't have access to farmland. They don't have access to fancy ranges where you can move around and be real dynamic. So before I show you these, I just want to, you know, kind of harp on, let your range officer, who's going to be the guy standing behind everybody who's shooting, your range safety officer, let him know that you're going to move around a little bit in your bay. You always want to be respectful of people standing next to you. You don't want to weird anybody out. You probably won't be able to do any rapid fire, boom, 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 boom. You might be able to, depending on your range, but probably not. But I'm going to show you some drills to kind of get you around that, to where I see all the time people come in and they shoot and they got a box of 50 rounds and they're done with their 50 rounds in like less than 10 minutes. I mean, it's quick. It's like, dang, bro, you just blew, you know, $35 like that. And, you know, what'd you work on? That's fine if you want to shoot with your buddies, you're just having a good time. But if you want to get some training in, I'll show you some different drills that you can do to kind of, you know, get a little bit more work in. So let's do it. Up close and personal.